What's up, this is Attila and welcome to Flow of Attila, number 10. In my last Flow of Attila, I did a raffle for those who asked questions for the next AMA, which is this one. And now I'm gonna do that raffle. And so let's see who won the picks. And that will be Petroclo199. Thanks, man, for the question, and thank you everyone else who's asked questions. I was thinking that I would like to keep doing this. So for those who ask questions, down in the comment section of this video, I will do another raffle for the next Flow of Attila. So yeah, if you want to get some of my personal picks, just make sure that you ask a question and put it down in the comment section of this video. So let's see today's AMA. Ask me anything. In this series, I'm gonna be answering to your beautiful questions. And again, I will be reading the questions in Hungarian and answering them in English with the best of my knowledge. And the first one would be from Andres dat Pantera. Szia Attila! Nemrég vettem egy Schecter gitárt, Sustainiac nyaki pickuppal. Megtudhatnánk, miért cserélted le az E1-es Dimeboltodon? Továbbá, melyek a kedvenc nyaki és heat pickupjaid Dimebag hangzásához? Köszi a tartalmat. So there's several reasons why I switched to the EMG Retro series that I used in the Dimebolt Schecter that I have. One was that I wanted to play shows and tour with that guitar, which I did, and I wanted to use guitars live that have similar or the same pickup configurations, so that, you know, there's not that much of a difference with the tone and stuff. Honestly, I don't really mind to use both active and passive pickups live, as long as they have a similar kind of low end, which I found to be the most annoying difference when it comes to play shows with several guitars. That E1 came originally with the Schecter pickup, sounded really good with the stock pickup as well, but had so much more low end than I had in my other guitars that had different pickups. So that was one of the reasons. The Sustainiac, I totally love it. It's an amazing piece of gear. That being said, the sound of the neck pickup, if I'm not using the Sustainiac mode, is not ideal. Let's put it this way. It's something that I could work with, especially like for solos and with a lot of gain. It's more forgiving. If I want to play clean parts, it almost sounds like if it's out of phase. So I don't really like the sound of that. That was one of the reasons. And also, I love the zebra look for the neck pickup for obvious reasons. One other reason why I wanted to switch. And then, what's my favorite neck and bridge pickup? I really love the Retro series from EMG pickups. To me, they have certain frequencies which I really like, especially live. It's very audible for me. They sit in a mix in a way that I like them to sit, especially if I use in-ears. I'm just more used to and feel more comfortable using EMG pickups, and especially the Retroactive series. I always forget which one I use. It's either the Hot 70 or the Super 77, but both of those are really amazing. I tested them, all the Retro series, once years ago, and those two were the ones that I really liked. But I don't know which one I prefer over the other, but both are amazing. For achieving Dimebag's sound, I honestly love those EMG pickups, the Retro series. There's a mid frequency there that's different compared to Dimes, but I can make a sound very similar to that with those pickups as well. And then if I want to have a passive pickup in the bridge position, that would be the Bill Lawrence L500 XLs. Then for the neck pickup, reaching Dime's sound, I've always been using the Seymour Duncan 59 or SH1, the ones that Slash uses, the ones that Dimebag used. I have a DiMarzio Super Distortion, I believe it is, in my Far Beyond Relic guitar, but I prefer the Seymour Duncan or the EMGs, again, from my dear friend and longtime supporter on Patreon, Greg Sabek. Halli Ati, sose kérdeztem meg, lenne bármilyen más zenekar, természetesen a Panterát és a sajátjaidat leszámítva, ahová szívesen csatlakoznál véglegesen, vagy akár turnézni? Csöcsi! Yeah, this is a fun question. It's just hit me. I was once asked by a Hungarian promoter and a singer the same question, and at the time I answered Machine Head and Nevermore, which would be the bands at the time were a live band and playing shows, because obviously Nevermore hasn't been doing that. Funny enough, within a year I ended up playing with Nevermore, which is quite surreal. But yeah, answering the question for nowadays, so it's theoretical, but I kind of always thought that it would be so much fun to join Sepultura and play with them, because I think they really need the sound of two. For me, it would be so much better to hear some of those old songs with two guitars, and playing with Andreas would be a lot of fun for me, and especially those songs I really love. So that would be one that I would say theoretically. In general, I would say I would love to join a band permanently that tours regularly, to be honest. As long as there's a great vibe and friendly vibe within the band, I can get information on time, and it's just a well-functioning band, and I could have enough income that I could have some savings and sustain a lifestyle that I have now, which doesn't require like too many extras. I don't need big cars or anything like that. I just want to feel safe, have enough savings for the future, and for emergencies and whatnot, and just keep doing what I do. I'd be super happy and grateful for that. The music, it could be almost anything, as long as the other two are there. It would be fun to have some solos, or I could show that part of my playing. That would be fun, but also something that's groovy and danceable, and just that I can channel some of that energy. That would be nice. I don't really like to play super technical stuff, because I want to enjoy the show, and I don't want to focus too much on my playing. It's annoying. I used to do that with my own bands, and it's just like I'm kind of enough of that. But I've been playing with a band from Denmark called Anskrig. I really love the music. At the moment, it's a small band. It would be so great to see that grow. We're working on it, but that would be nice if it would happen. And also, my own bands and the Pantera tributes, same things. It's fun to do, but it would be nice if we could push it to another level. Next question would be from JC Ison 5. Hey Attila, régóta követlek, gyilkos munka a dime hangzásokkal, nekem totál ugyanolyannak hangzanak. A kérdésem, milyen bemelegítési technikákat használsz? Tudom, Dime elmagyarázta az övőit a régi Randall Klinika videón, csak érdeklődöm, te másképp csinálod-e? A másik, próbáltad-e a sound elcsípő funkcióját az Amperónak? Jókat hallottam róla, akárhogy is, üdv Kaliforniából. Yeah, thanks man. I haven't tried that function of Ampero. I'm planning to try it out in the future, because at the moment, to achieve dime sound with that JCM 800 that I mentioned in my last video, I need 2 PQ EQs in the post section, and I want to save up. Probably would be easier to use an amp that sounds closer to the original, have more gains or whatnot, and then only use 1 EQ in the post section. So that way I could free up that extra space and have more CPU power, or what is that, and just one more block in case if I need it. That's that. And when it comes to warm-up, it really depends on the situation, the band I'm playing with, the kind of songs. So let's say that I play with my Pantera tribute band. I just want to make sure that my hands are warm, that I'm not feeling cold, my body is warmed up. I just want to get into a calm state of mind and not get too excited. Because when I go on stage, I can be up fairly fast, like right away. If I get too excited, it's not good for me. I don't like it. I want to go on stage very chilled and then just let it out instantly. When I'm on tour, I like to take showers before the show. That just kind of clears up my mind. I like to brush my teeth. I just want to feel fresh like that. And if I play with a band such as Satyricon that has super fast songs that needs a lot of right hand tremolo picking techniques, then it depends on the set list. If we start with a slow song, that might be enough for me to get warmed up, which we did on this last summer run. But then if I play a set list that starts with a super fast song, then one song I like to play, and I got the guitar here, to warm up especially my right hand. I used to do that playing New Level from Pantera. That picking pattern, which is a great practice by the way, especially if you want to learn Dime's technique. For rhythms, it's amazing. Not a super intricate rhythm, but the way he picks makes it more intricate. This is the rhythm. But the way he plays it, he starts with a down, 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 up, and then mirrors everything and starts with a up, up, and then up, down, and then at the end another down, up. and then you start over. So slowly it's down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up. That's the pattern. And I found this to be a very good exercise for warming up. Playing this song at first, not being warmed up, and it's kind of, you can get really, I could get really stiff if I wasn't warmed up properly. To me, this is something that works. I'm just playing this riff over and over. I like to do that. I like to just noodle around, just play whatever comes, man. Most of the times though, I like to go through songs or parts that I made a mistake the day before or that I'm not super confident about. Stuff like that I like to do. Yeah, so this is how I approach warming up. Usually. Okie dokie. The last question would be from Chris Redding 7309. Az a 20 év riff valamiért Warner Dislav keresztezésre emlékeztet. Kibajó. Tudod, milyen harmonizáló beállítást használt Dime élőben a WHAMMY-n? Nem tudom rendesen beállítani, hogy úgy szóljon. Thank you very much, man. I guess it's a great compliment. I didn't have these two songs in particular in mind. I just wanted to write something in the vein of Dime when I came up with those riffs. The setting on the WHAMMY pedal, there's two settings for setting up thirds on the WHAMMY. It has to be in the major third position. So not the low third, the minor third, but the major one. Strength beyond strength, you can hear. So Dime was using both the wah pedal and the Digitech WHAMMY. WHAMMY was set up to a major third, as you can hear. That's the third there. Because the minor third would be this. And it's not the one. So that was one that he used a lot live. Maybe for here in the domination. I think he used that, but I also heard that they used to use some other harmonizers that was run from the front of house. But for the most part, with the WHAMMY pedal, it was a major third. But why don't we learn another Pantera riff now? I know at first it may not seem like a controversial riff, but to be honest, there's some details and little nuances that still up to this day I'm not certain how they go. Maybe by the end of the video we could shed some light on these issues, and maybe we could do a poll at the end and see what you guys think are the right way to play this part. Just to make things easier, I use this guitar that's tuned to standard D, whereas the Relic Far Beyond guitar that I have is in 425 standard D. Let's go through now the notes. I'm gonna play only power chords and only refer to the core notes. So we're gonna start on an upbeat on the A3 and go up to the 5 and the 7. And then we start the pattern here, going down to the A5 and then back to the 7. So far. And then we do a muted open E string. These open muted E strings are in between the transition from going to the A string to the E string. And then from the E3 we go up to the 5. Another muted open E string and then go back to the A5 and 7. And then again muted open E string. And then instead of going from the 3 to the 5, now from the 5 to the 7. And then one more open muted E. And then at the end of the round, twice the A8. So far we got this. We start over from the A7. And this is what we keep repeating 4 times. So the third time would be. And then the fourth. And also muted E at the end. But instead of going to the A8, this now becomes the second part of the chorus. Now we go to the A5, adding the low E string twice. And then 4, 3, 4. So far. And then open muted E string. And we go to the E1 and 2. And then do this back and forth kind of thing after the muted open E to the 3rd fret. And then go up to the 4th. And then an open muted E string. And do the back and forth between these. So far we got this. And then instead of playing the 3 and 4, now twice the 5th position. And start over. And now we start over from the 3rd fret up to the 5th and then the 7th, leaving out the E string now, so it's just regular power chords. And then. And here we stop. Okay, so far it's very simple, straightforward, nothing too complicated. The debate that I've been having in my head, there's 2 actually. One is that when we start the rounds from the 7th to the 5 on the A string, there's a little bit of a slide arriving to the 5th. And then pick the A5. So let me demonstrate, just overemphasizing it. So, in the context of playing the entire round, would sound like this. And then, so it's always the beginning. You can kind of hear that there's 2 versions of this slide down. First, really laid back and pulled back, like literally arrive right before we would pick the A5. Something like this. So, this is one version, let's call it version A. And then version B would be with a little different rhythm-wise, meaning that instead of holding it for almost a quarter note, now we slide down sooner, like if it's an 8th note, instead of. Can kind of hear a variation of these 2. Let me play within the context of the first round, starting with an A and then B, and then A and B again. So. B. A again. And then B. But it's hard to tell because the bass is very loud in this mix, which I think is amazing. And maybe that does something that kind of has been throwing me off in a good way. Somewhat hard to tell what's really happening with these slides there. I can definitely hear the slide on the guitar, but whether it's a version A or a B or a mix of both, that's debatable. Let me know what you think. And then there's one more thing that's to me is debatable. That would be whether is everything picked downwards like this, or if there's a slide up on both strings, starting on the E string and then on the A string as well. Let me show you this. Slide and then slide. Slide, slide. Instead of. See? Let me play the entire round using slides now. and it's only debatable for me for this first part of the chorus, and then when it comes back. I did another demonstration in which I'm gonna be mixing these two. I'm gonna start play with the slides. So what do you think? I can kind of also hear that everything on the A string dynamically is picked harder, whereas on the E string, everything is more subtle, more soft. Let me demonstrate that. I can hear the dynamic difference between picking the A string and then the E string. To me, it sounds and feels like everything on the E string is more subtle for this part of the chorus, and everything on the A string is more hardcore, more dynamic. Yeah? A lot of questions for me. So what do you think? Which one is the right way? Picking everything or sliding with the dynamics or without the dynamic differences? There's a lot of questions like that. Okie dokie, that's about it. Thank you very much. This was it for today. See ya. Hey, no. Marad, nem. Well, thank you very much. This was it for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's flow of Attila. And again, if you got any questions for the next AMA, don't forget to put them in the comment section down below, and then you can be part of the raffle that I will be doing. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified on future content. And of course, if you want to give a thumbs up or like, just comment for helping the algorithm to push the content and the channel. That would be more than welcome. Also, I got a Patreon site, so if you want to support me to grow this channel and or want to get tabs and other exclusive contents, click on the link down below. Thank you very much. This was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.